This is not a story of overnight success. It is not the tale of a prodigy sparkled with immediate advantage. This is the story of Grant Williams, a rugby player whose journey defied expectations, whose determination carved opportunity from uncertainty, and whose resilience turned setbacks into triumphs. Born in Paarl, South Africa, on the 22nd of July, 1996, Williams' ascent into elite rugby did not follow the usual pathway of national schools and early contracts. Instead, it was a path forged through patience, grit, and belief. This documentary charts the remarkable life and career of Grant Williams, from his dusty training grounds to the stages of world rugby, and examines what it takes to defy the odds. Growing up in the Western Cape town of Paarl, Williams was immersed in rugby culture from his earliest days. Paarl, known for producing top-level athletes, offered fertile ground for his passion, but it was anything but a ticket to instant opportunity. As a student at Paarl Gymnasium, he shared classrooms and fields with young men similarly chasing rugby dreams. But while many of his peers were identified early by professional scouts, Williams faced his first challenge: a lack of professional contract offers upon finishing school. Rather than letting disappointment define him, he made a choice that would shape his character and his career. He enrolled at the Stellenbosch Rugby Academy, a place where potential was sharpened by hard work rather than guaranteed success. The academy offered structured training and discipline, but it did not offer the certainty of a professional contract. In fact, for Williams it was just another stepping stone. An opportunity to develop his skills, increase his physical capability, and deepen his understanding of the game. During this time, he focused on increasing his pace, his fitness, and his tactical intuition, traits that would later define his style as a scrum half with blistering running ability. Through disciplined training and a mindset centered on improvement, Williams began turning frustration into fuel. After leaving the academy, Grant Williams did not step onto a professional stage. Instead, he relocated to Durban to play for College Rovers, an amateur club with few promises except the chance to continue playing the sport he loved. This phase of his life represents a turning point, where persistence became his identity. In a rugby environment where many young talents are fast-tracked into professional systems, Williams' path was different. He had to earn every opportunity. Week after week, match after match, trial after trial. What Williams lacked in early recognition, he made up for in tenacity. When teammates talked about pressure, he thought about patience. When they spoke of quick progression, he spoke of endurance. It was at College Rovers that his raw potential began to shape into something tangible. His speed, once only evident in bursts in local play, became more refined and tactical. His understanding of game management deepened. And as word spread of his ability to slice through defenses with pace and timing, he began to attract attention beyond club level. Importantly, his mindset changed during this period. He began to see every training session as an investment in his future, every challenge as a step forward, and every setback as a lesson, not a dead end. Grant Williams would say later that patience was his greatest teacher. He learned to wait not with passivity, but with purpose. Always prepared, always improving. In 2018, a defining moment arrived. The Sharks, one of South Africa's most respected rugby franchises, needed cover for an injured player. And from an amateur club, Grant Williams was called up to fill the role. His professional debut came against the Lions, and while he only featured for part of the match, it was a breakthrough, a first step into a world many aspiring players never reach. But this introduction was not filled with fame or immediate stardom. Williams did not walk straight into a starting position. Instead, he had to compete for every minute on the field. Initially behind established scrum halves like Louis Schroeder and others, he benefited from the experience of being part of the Sharks' senior setup. Between 2018 and 2021, Williams' role within the Sharks grew steadily. He featured in domestic competitions such as Super Rugby, the United Rugby Championship, URC, and the Currie Cup, gradually becoming a reliable squad member. His tenacity, relentless pace, and flair with the ball in broken play began to attract attention, not just in Durban, but within national selectors' conversations. In August 2021, Grant Williams received the news that would change his life, a call-up to the South African national team, the Springboks. Jensen America, then coach Lak Ninaba, included him in the squad as injury cover, recognizing his growth and readiness to compete on a larger stage. Williams' debut came in July 2022 against Wales, as he entered the field off the bench. For a player who had once laboured in club rugby, this moment represented both vindication and promise. But even at the international level, adversity would follow. In his first start for the Springboks against Argentina, he suffered a severe concussion within seconds, a moment that could have ended his dreams. Yet Williams survived that moment and continued to build his career. Instead of deterring him, the experience strengthened his resolve. It taught him to navigate not only the physical demands of professional sport, but the psychological resilience needed to return stronger. The pinnacle of any rugby career is the Rugby World Cup, and 2023 became the stage where Williams' story reached its most celebrated chapter. Selected in the Springbok squad, he played a role in one of the greatest achievements in his sport, winning the Rugby World Cup. To be part of a World Cup winning team is a distinction that etches a player's name into the history of the game. For Williams, it was confirmation that his belief, preparation, and sacrifices had culminated in the ultimate reward. And yet, his journey had taught him humility. Even with a World Cup medal, he recognized that his success was not his alone, it belonged also to his family, his coaches, his teammates, and every supporter who believed in his potential long before the world did. The years after the World Cup brought new challenges. A recurring neck injury in 2025 threatened both his club and national prospects, sidelining him for weeks and forcing rigorous rehabilitation. Rather than yielding to frustration, Williams embraced recovery, extending the same patience and discipline that had defined his early career. His teammates would later speak of his growth, not just as a player, but as a leader. The challenges he faced were not merely physical. They tested his mindset, his perseverance, and his capacity to inspire others through the example of his everyday commitment. So what does Grant Williams' story teach us? It teaches that success is not guaranteed by talent alone. It is shaped by patience, forged in persistence, and driven by an inner belief that refuses to yield. From the rugby fields of Durban club matches to the world-beating stage of international rugby, Williams defines a new kind of pathway. One that encourages others to embrace their own journeys, no matter how circuitous. His journey reminds us that dreams are not postponed because of patience, they are matured by it. "Your time will come," he once said, not as a cliché, but as a testament to a life lived with focus, purpose, and unshakable resolve. Grant Williams stands not just as a Springbok champion, but as a symbol of what becomes possible when a dream is pursued with unwavering commitment.